What's going on, folks? CJ Lauerman, aka ThatSportsGamer, here alongside my good buddy, SnaggleJ. Kris, how's it going?
Good, buddy. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Hype to be back here for S4 E6 of Bullpen Banter. We finally got so much to talk about. Huge content drops in Out of the Park Baseball's Perfect Team and MLB The Show's Diamond Dynasty. Super hype for it all. And
Yeah, it's been a week, I would say, hasn't it? It's been a week.
Been a week. You know what? I'm excited to be back here talking to you about all these.
The feeling is 100% mutual.
Are you the Al Borland of this podcast?
Yes. If by Al Borland you mean the sensible one, then yes, I will accept that mantle.
For some reason, you're coming in extra
hot?
Just extra, extra, what's the word I'm looking for here? Someone's got the word for me. Extra robot-y. I'm not really sure what that's all about, but...
Really?
Yeah. Canadian internet. It's because these guys on this island are trying to dig up this treasure that may or may not exist.
Well, it
Messing up
is.
A lot of stuff.
Let me exit out of a few things I have open here and see if that helps.
I feel like...
I'll close out of my Steam. I got Steam open. Maybe Steam's updating something.
Probably updating Fire Pro Wrestling and Steam.
Yeah, or Franchise Hockey Manager for the 7th time this week. Like, who knows?
Possibly.
Updates all around. We'll close out of that and we'll see if it fixes it up.
Yeah,
I have been having internet problems the last couple of days, so that might be related.
I felt like it sounded good even before we started, so I'm not really sure.
It's probably fine.
I agree. That was a great way to kick off this episode. I'm just
100%.
This is the episode that we're sending into Google to get that $40,000 thing for podcast. So great start.
I'm proud of it.
I'm excited. If you're on Wi-Fi, I will slap you like a Grisham.
Oh my god, who would use Wi-Fi for anything?
Definitely on Wi-Fi. This is the great conversation that people love to come and talk about. Also, they love to hear about the fact that I'm wearing my Chicago White Sox City Edition hat. I believe this is a Hat Club exclusive, and I think they're sold out, so sucks to be you. Kris, what are you rocking over there?
Cardinals, baby.
See, that sounded good, right?
Cardinals, baby.
Plugged that wire in, didn't you? I know you. I saw the hand.
I did, yeah. Yeah, I definitely did. Wire was hanging out just a little bit. I jiggled it and get her going.
You know what they say, wiggle it just a little bit.
Exactly.
So, buddy, oh man, it's been a week of baseball games for me. I don't know about you. I've been struggling my butt off in ranked seasons. There's been ups, there's been downs, there's been hard downs.
Yeah, I agree. It's been. I think I would classify my ranked season number 1 so far as roller coaster. 0-3 start, if you can believe that.
0-3. How'd you even pull that off?
Well, so here's the thing. The thing that really, really upsets me about ranked seasons right now is that the first level is at veteran.
Mm-hmm. It's too low for you.
Well, it's just I was struggling, and I jumped into ranked seasons maybe before I had a team that was ready for ranked seasons. Like, I just kind of took whatever I had and jumped in there and started playing games. So, lost 3 games, I got out of it. I started doing, the conquest maps and started grinding out the XP programs and moments and things until I got to a point where I had a team I was comfortable with. And then I went back into ranked seasons and I've gone 12-3. So I'm 12-6 overall. So much better results now that I'm a little more comfortable with the team I have. And, but I'm a little upset because that 12-6 can easily be like 14-4 or 15-3. Had some rough losses, man. It comes and goes. Like when you only play, 4 or 5 games a week, it comes and goes, man. Like, you're gonna have those nights where you're gonna go 0-2 and you're gonna lose 2-1 games, and in ranked seasons that hurts you when you drop 80 ratings points in one night. You're like, well, there's a whole level.
That's why that's why the rule is you lose 1. If you lose 2, you gotta quit. You gotta call it a night.
Yeah, you just give it up. So, I mean, I'm 12-6. I'm sitting at 506 rating right now, so I'm up in the pennant race. I'd like I said, I set myself a first season goal of 700. I'd like to get to Division Series. So I'm going to try to, crank it out a little bit this weekend. With no work on Monday, I've got a little bit of extra time over the course of the weekend to try and, try to get up to that 700 level. That'd be a nice place for me to finish the first ranked season.
Oh, man. Yeah. So I think I started 14, 15 and 1 or something like that in ranked seasons.
Yeah, you were on fire in the early going.
And now I am 25 and 10 because I feel like it's just been 2 steps forward, 1 step back. No, actually it's been 2 steps forward, 2 steps back, literally every time. I've been stuck on like 630 a lot. I'm currently 656.
Right.
I was 690. I was 698. And I just can't break through that 700 mark. I had, what was it? I was up 3-1 in the bottom of the 9th. And then I brought in the goose. The goose was loose.
Yep.
The next thing I know,
animal.
Next thing I know, I got runners on second and third. 2 down, I believe.
Dang.
2 down, 1 down.
Okay.
2 down, I think. And then I was like, let's walk these bases loaded. Let's face this other guy who wasn't that great. Walk him. But maybe I had lit up the run and then I walked a guy to tie the game. And I might have walked a guy to give him the lead.
Ooh.
And they were like, you probably should have called that a strike. On multiple pitches in that at bat.
Umpiring's been brutal, man.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
And then it's like, I don't understand how people stop chasing pitches. They chase all game. And it's like, how come you swung at that pitch 1.5 feet inside before? And now this one's like, probably a strike, but they called it a ball and you didn't swing at it. I don't know if I trust that.
Yeah.
A little bit questionable. And also I've been trying to build up some inventory and perfect team of guys that are hopefully going to take some live upgrades and get boosted up. So I picked up in the spirit of openness and honesty, I will share my investments.
That seems like a solid high road to take.
I don't know if you have access to the live update stuff because I don't, or I might, and I don't.
You mean to like a preview of what the live update is going to entail?
Yeah.
No, I mean,
can we see?
You know
that?
what?
I don't even know if we can see that.
You know what? To be honest, if I do have access to it, I have no idea where to find it.
Yeah.
I only know when the live updates come out on Monday morning when I get the file.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I get to see it like before it goes like into the game. But I mean, you're talking like 6 a.m. on a Monday morning. Like I'm not running downstairs to grab the 3 people, and you can't get in the game anyway at that point because it's been taken down to upload the new league files for the new season. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I'm like,
you know what it was?
If I do have access to it somewhere to see the projected roster updates, I wouldn't have any clue where to find it.
Also, if you don't know, again, full disclosure, I am the head of community for Out of the Park Developments.
Made up title.
It is definitely a made up title. I made it up myself. Also, I made up perfect team community manager, which is Kris's title.
Yeah, but that sounds like a legit title though. Like legit, like perfect team community manager. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, head of community makes sense too.
For all of Out of the Park Development.
It sounds like something that Steve Carell would have made up on The Office.
Yeah. You know what happened? Actually, remember that time I accidentally found out that Johnny Venters was getting an upgrade? And I was very confused about it, so I started asking everybody. So if I'm going to be doing any investments, I'm going to tell everybody what they are and everything so that you don't think that I'm being like, oh, hey, this guy's getting an upgrade this week. I go invest in all these guys and screw everybody else. No, I'm going to keep it open and honest. Who was it? Matt Boyd. I'm buying all the Tukis. I'm buying all the Max Frieds you can find out there. And now, the second I mention that, every bid I try to get, people are outbidding me. It's very frustrating.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a lot of baseball recently.
It's been a week. It was a hectic week with the OOTP content stuff, which required significantly more effort than usual.
So we should probably jump into that first, right?
We could, yeah. Let's go slide right in there.
Boom. This week, on This Week in Perfect Team, Monday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Always check it out. Kris unveiled, what was it, 25?
25, yeah, full team.
A full team of legends from the Negro Leagues to celebrate Jackie Robinson Day. We have the image up here. Kris, you want to just throw out a couple names or talk about the content a little bit?
Well, I mean, obviously the one that sticks out is the one that everybody was expecting, which is that 100 Josh Gibson that is in the top row middle. Unbelievable card. Some of my other favorites, the Oscar Charleston, obviously at a 99 is nice. The Mule Suttles, a little underrated at the 83. Probably more suited to be a DH, but really cool card. You got Cool Papa Bell down there at an 82. He's got like a 115 speed rating.
Jeez.
So, I mean, he's going to be up there in that conversation with Clyde the Glide and Ty Cobb and Ricky Henderson and Adalberto Mondesi as the super duper speed demons.
I've actually forgot about Clyde Milan from OOTP 19, and
he's still a freaking 20, man.
I might have to go pick him up.
every week on the show, Clyde the Glide is still putting up 100 steal seasons.
I'm gonna go make a note right now.
And Martin Tehigo is pretty cool too because he qualifies at every position except catcher. He has pre-built fielding ratings at every position, which is kind of cool. But I mean, the whole set is really fantastic. Like I said on This Week in Perfect Team, and again on the audio version of our content, OTP Now. I almost called it Go, but Now is the podcast. I learned a lot from doing this because, I had to research, these guys and make sure that, that the 25 guys that we chose really gave a representation of the Negro Leagues. And we wanted to try to make it into a team. So if I remember correctly, I believe there's 15 position players and 10 pitchers. I have it in front of me, but I mean, I'm not going to count them this exact second, but you can build a team out of this, which would be super cool. Obviously, the Josh Gibson, if you look up his ratings, he is by far a top 5 player in the game right now. And at catcher, he's head and shoulders a better catcher than any other card in the game. So I mean, if you pull him, there's going to be that feeling of wanting to sell him because he will literally bankroll the rest of your season.
Have any been sold? Do we?
I have not.
You get that info?
I get it on Mondays. On Mondays, the dev guys usually run a report to see what's been sold and any cards that haven't been pulled yet. Because I mean, of the initial set of cards that were in the game at the start, everything's been pulled now at least once. And I took a quick glance through the fire pulls on our discord.gg/OOTP. And I don't see any Gibsons there. Oh, wait. I do see one.
Who got it?
Somebody by the name of AFNC has the Josh Gibson on his active roster. 99 contact, 97 home run power at catcher. Oh, boys. Anyway, so Josh Gibson is in the game. So he's in the wild.
Yeah, and again, if you want to see the archive, I don't want to make Kris talk about this all again because we already spent many hours talking about it. YouTube.com/OOTP developments. Look for the latest episode This Week in Perfect Team.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, it was a special one. I mean, we didn't even do any of the other normal stuff that we do on the show. It was all about the content. To be able to do that on Jackie Robinson Day, obviously that was a planned thing, but it made it that much more special. So yeah, if you guys want, and we tried to come up with a little bit for every player as well, just to give you an insight into some of these guys. There was one guy, I think it was Willie Foster, who threw 2 complete game shutouts on the same day, on the last day of the regular season, to get his team into the Negro League World Series. So just little tidbits like that. So, you can come by, see the cool content, and learn something.
That's my favorite part of Perfect Team, is all these guys that I've never heard of.
Yeah, that's my favorite part about it too, is you see these guys and it's like, dude. And then, when we talked about this before, in MLB The Show, when you do the Willie Mays stuff and you see Monty Urban, I'm like, oh, Monty Urban. He played in the Negro Leagues, and then he came over to Major League Baseball and played, hit behind Willie Mays. It's like you learn as you go, which is really kind of the cool part.
It's great. All right, let's hop into the MLB The Show side of the show. I guess that makes sense.
Yes, I do agree. That does make some modicum of sense.
Yeah. So they did a big dev stream on Thursday night. I think they had like almost 8,000 people in there at one point when I was looking on Twitch.
People are into it right now.
Lots of stuff came out, and I was going to recap the stream, but we're just going to talk about all the stuff anyway, because all the stuff they talked about in the stream is all the stuff that came out today. So, First thing up, they released a new Headliners packs featuring 2 cards, a signature series at Bill Mazeroski. Take a look at that real quick. 87-66 power and contact versus righties, 94-65 versus lefties, 125 vision. Pretty nasty.
Pretty nasty indeed.
96 fielding, 91 arm accuracy, 90 reaction, 55 speed. So double diamond guy.
Yep. No secondaries, which is interesting, but no secondary positions. So second base is where you're putting them.
And he can bunt a little bit, but he doesn't really have the speed for that. But
yeah, kind of sucks because I think a lot of people were like, oh, like I've seen a few comments saying that they really wish he had the shortstop as a secondary, but I mean, he's got the great fielding. But the thing is, I think at this point, the 75 arm strength, if you're looking for him for shortstop defense, you can get better.
Yeah.
I mean, you could pick up this Maz right now for he's about 43K right now. So not ridiculously expensive.
Yeah, it's not bad.
But really nice card. Again, in terms of second baseman, I mean, he's not on the 99 Joe Morgan level, but he's pretty darn good.
And with that contact and vision, he's going to be fine. And the fielding at second base is going to be fine.
Oh yeah, 96 fielding at second base is insane.
I do wonder with how easy it is for to build your creative player this year. I wonder how many people have just dedicated their creative players to positions like second and short. I feel like that's what I've been seeing a lot of recently. And depending on how you build the card, this is not that great compared to it. Like I feel like my shortstop with his equipment is better than this, and I don't even have the full diamond version of him.
Yeah, I only have the 85 diamond version of my cap, and I play him at second base. And I mean, he's well. I mean, there is better. Again, like I would replace my cap with the level 100 Joe Morgan in a second. This Mazeroski would probably, if I pulled this Mazeroski from one of those packs, which I did not, by the way, I would probably throw the Maz in and find something else to do with my cap. But it is the dynamic of the creative player this year is interesting. It's the biggest thing, and we'll probably talk about this more later on in the show, but the biggest thing that the cap does is it makes these hard roster decisions almost harder because you can put your cap anywhere and with relative ease and a little bit of time get your cap up to a high gold or low diamond level. So like roster decisions are already really tough. And I feel like being able to stick your cap anywhere, I don't think that makes it any easier. I think it actually makes it harder because you always think of it, well, if I do this, I can put my cap at catcher. Well, if I do this, I can put my cap at shortstop.
You just reminded me that I need to double check my cap because I think I've got the innings now for the final diamond version.
Yeah, you know what? That's actually probably not a bad idea because I might be pretty close with mine.
The cap ends up at 95, right? I wonder if at some point they will do like another thing to get him to 99.
I think it only ends up at 89, doesn't it? I think the cap tops out at 89.
We can go
because 70, 75, 78, 82, and then 85 for Diamond 1 and 88 or 89 Diamond 2, depending on what one you pick.
I feel like maybe they would do a thing to bump that up later.
Yeah. I need another 24 online innings to get the last second diamond, second choice pack.
So the next card, the other headliner card, is a 93 overall hardware series Jake Arrieta, featuring a 95 mile per hour sinker, 95 mile per hour four seamer, 90 mile per hour slider, 88 mile per hour changeup, and 81 mile per hour 12-6 curve. Also 98 stamina, 97 hits per 9, 82 Ks per 9, 79 walks per 9, 83 home runs per 9, and 104 clutch. Pretty beastly card. Not gonna lie.
Definitely the better out of the two. If you're gonna pull one of those two guys, the Arrieta's the one you want.
Yeah. How much? Did you see how much he was going for?
He's going for, if you want to put an order in, you got to go to at least 56K right now. Which again, when you look at the prices of some of the other big ticket starting pitchers, let me filter these out right quick.
I think he's probably more than any other live series card, right? Or any live series starter.
Well, oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, Scherzer's about 38K. DeGrom is 31. But even if you compare him to some of the flashbacks, I mean, he's going for, like, Christy Mathewson's only going for 40K, which is silly. 60K gets you Walter Johnson, so he's about on the Walter Johnson level right now, a little bit less expensive than Walter Johnson.
And this is the first day of their app, so these prices are obviously going to drop a bit.
Yeah, the prices are going up. It looks like you might have been able to get the Arrieta for about 53 or 54 earlier. He's up to about 56 now. So I mean, the prices are going to go up for a little bit, and then they'll start going down. They'll start going down as more people. But I mean, again, that velocity control break combination 97, 95, 97 is insane. I mean, there's just no, like, again, this is a really solid card. I mean, if you got him, you'd be set. I mean, I don't think this card would leave your rotation the rest of the year, because I don't think you're gonna find 5 guys by the end of the year better than this Arrieta. At least I hope not, because this Arrieta is beastly.
Well, I just ripped one of the packs. I pulled a gold, and the game also is broken, but that's cool. I got Aaron Hicks.
Nice.
And he did not come all the way to the ground. He's just kind of floating in the air.
Okay.
It's weird.
I ripped all 3 of my headliners pack. I was on the game when it updated, which is really cool, because I feel like in previous years, like, sometimes you'd have to cycle your game to get the new content to show up.
Yeah.
But I was literally just in Conquest, and the little thing came up in the upper right corner where it shows your friends' pulls, and it just said, "Hey, there's new stuff in the shop." And I went and I ripped the 3 packs right away, and I pulled a Stanton. So I ended up making like 14K on the, or no, it ended up being closer to 12, I guess. But I made a little bit of money back. So
I need 2 more online innings.
Nice.
To get my cap up to the max.
That sounds like you just literally throw them into a ring seasons game while you get out. You don't want to quit.
I might do some Conquest. I got to steal some guys.
Conquest doesn't count as online innings, though.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
Can't do it in BR. Ugh.
Can't do it in events either, because you can't use your cap.
Oh, man.
Rank seasons it is.
What are we looking at here? New taps now. New taps now? New tops now moments. We've got a whole bunch of them. Little known fact, you can get 7,750 XP in here. 1,900 subs. Yeah. A bunch of tops now vouchers. Which they still said vouchers will go towards a pack. They don't know how many vouchers is going to go towards a pack, and I don't think they really said it was going to be in the pack. So
yeah,
I want to start doing these. I just don't know if I'm going to start doing these.
My biggest thing at this point is I don't really, like, without knowing what's going to be in them, I don't really feel like I want to waste the time doing them.
Right.
Like, I'm at the point
exactly
now.
My thing right now.
Yeah, I'm at the point now where I have too much to do.
Yeah, I feel like I'm especially on the moments. I feel like I'm way behind.
Yeah,
like I did the Sony Partners ones. I did the shortstop creative player ones, because that's what I was doing my creative player as.
Right.
And other than that, I did some of the first inning ones, but I didn't even, how they like added a bunch of first inning ones later on. I didn't touch any of those.
I did all the original first inning ones up to the very last one, where you had to play the full game. Because at that point, I was at like 390 stars, and I'm like, I have the 3 guys, or I had 2 of the 3 at the time, so there's no need to do it.
Yeah.
Unless I got some sort of special extra reward for completing them all.
Oh, there is a standard pack if you win that game.
Yeah, I know, but
That's not going to do it for me.
chances that you're getting a bronze, and that's going to be that. I did some of the Maze moments, probably about half. I did all the Sony partner ones, like the first night they were out.
Oh yeah, I did all those too.
I did all those, and I've done the cap ones for second base. My thing right now is again, when looking at these top Snell moments, moments are hard.
Well, let me update you on that. I don't know if you watched the stream as intently as I did.
I watched it pretty closely.
One of the things they did notice, or the things of feedback that they did take, that I guess people were having a lot of problems with some of these moments, like hitting a home run with a guy that doesn't have a lot of power. So they have mentioned that in these moments, some of these cards are juiced up. Like there was one where the Altuve hit 2 home runs. Like the Altuve you use in there is not the standard Altuve. He's going to be juiced up with extra power to hopefully make those home runs a little bit easier for you. I think they were mentioning that with was it Marquez as well? Maybe it was Merrifield. No, it must have been Marquez also. They were saying that like he's a little bit boosted up, so you should be able to complete the moments a little bit easier,
right,
than before. Specifically, I know you got hung up on the Javier Baez, the 2 home run Javier Baez or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So hopefully this group is a little bit easier.
I just feel like again, I mean, it's the moments have been a struggle. I think after a while you kind of get used to them and you kind of know what to expect. And I feel like, they have an interesting progression to them of easy to hard, like within most of the groups of moments, so with most of them starting at rookie or veteran and working its way up. And again, I feel like if you compare it to really the only other game that has a system like this, which would be Madden and the solos sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Again, Madden's kind of the same thing, right? Like they usually get progressively harder, and you're always going to get some people are going to get stuck on a particular one.
Right.
And it's not going to be the same for everybody.
Like scoring a 99-yard rushing touchdown in one play.
The thing is that exactly. Yeah, which was I remember doing that this year, and I got it like the try, if you can believe that. But I believe Mike Vick was involved.
Hey, sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, but here's my thing, right? Is in the grand scheme of things, I don't want the moments to be significantly easier. For the simple fact that I feel like we're heading towards a game where by August, everyone's going to have the same teams.
I think I am with you that everybody's going to have super jack teams.
Yeah.
But
content is
the content's going to be...
It's easy. Yeah, it could be different. I mean, you and I are going to have different teams. But the thing is, it's so easy to get. Mm-hmm. So many good cards already. You guys have to remember, the game's been out for 3 weeks.
Yep,
or like 3.5 weeks.
And there's lots of all diamond squads out there.
Yeah.
And like you can build someone just off like the XP reward program and all the stuff you were getting in first inning. There's a lot of really good cards out there.
Yeah. And I mean, again, there's going to be some variability along the way. Like I get that. But my thing is what I hate to see is I don't feel like me personally, I don't feel like at any point I should have an all diamond 95 and above team. I don't play enough. I'm not going to hit the World Series rewards. But
you're not taking a second mortgage.
No, but at this point, and again, you know what? I have spent some money. So like the Fernando Tatis Jr. I bought it. Mm-hmm. But I have like all diamond positions except for Acuna in left field and Donaldson at third base. I'm repping some Braves,
Gotta be repping the Braves.
And I have 6 now with the Snell thing that we'll talk about later. 6 diamond pitchers. So I'm already well on my way to, a fully diamond squad.
Yeah,
with very little effort, very little success. And like the one thing I was looking forward to, and we talked about this last week, was, were we going to lock in the 75-star quick start for the second inning? And I said, I'm going to wait and see, because maybe the second inning is going to be as easy as the first inning program, and you're going to be cranking out the stars. And I decided eventually to lock it in and do it. But I feel like cards are really easy to come by. So if you make moments really any easier than they are, you're just adding to the glut of diamond cards. I mean, you look at the market and there's not that many diamond cards. I mean, even Trout is down sub 150.
Wasn't Trout like,
he was a $400,000 card last year,
like all year?
Yeah, he's already.
I got him.
You could already get him for less than 150,000.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you look at his bar graph, he's gone back up a little bit. He was in the 130s for a little bit a couple days ago. Like, that's insane at this point of the game to have Mike Trout being down, around 150,000 stubs.
That happened
weird.
Quick. That happened real quick too.
Yeah. But I think that speaks to, yeah, and maybe I'm reading too much into it, but this is such a paradigm shift from last year. Like, we're literally in complete opposite universes right now from where we were in MLB The Show 18, where if you wanted diamond cards, you had to work your tail off to get them or get lucky in a pack. And that didn't happen very often.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's like, are there significantly more people playing? I feel like the rewards, like even just for playing a game, are a lot higher than in the past.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm making a lot more stubs just playing.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
So I wonder if there's more people playing, there's more people getting stubs, more people buying packs, more people pulling these cards, and also more people having stubs to buy these cards and keep driving these prices down. But yeah, like Trout's 150, Mookie's 84, Nolan Arenado's 80. And then everybody else there's Christian Yelich is 67, Lindor's 60, but then there's a lot of 50s, and but then there's a lot of just like if you have 20 to 30,000 stubs, there's like a plethora of options for you out there.
Well, any of the pre-order players,
they're all even less than that, right? They're all like 20. Well, I was talking about live series players, right?
Okay, sorry.
But yeah, for the pre-order stuff, are they all sub 20,000 now?
Pretty much, and they're all really good.
Yeah,
like there's a lot of them. Like, I'm still using the Tony Gwynn. I'm hitting like 530 with them.
I still want to get this Prior.
Yeah, the Prior. He's like 16K, isn't he?
If you like, like 17. If you like hitting doubles, Chipper Jones. He's out there. Probably costs nothing. I do want to look at Chipper Jones just because I also want to look at my stats with him. And yeah. You can go put a buy order in for Chipper Jones right now at 15,007 stubs, and you'll probably get it. I am only hitting 443 with him with 20 doubles. So
with this Tony Gwynn, in 101 plate appearances, I'm hitting 530.
Who's the one I'm doing crazy with?
And that's with 18 ranked seasons game. That's not grinding against the CPU.
Mm-hmm.
That's 18 ranked seasons games, and he's been in every one of them.
All right.
So I guess the theme is, because we're doing this talking about the tops moments, right? Is until I see what the tops moments are going to generate for rewards, I'm going to work towards the sure things,
right?
Because the sure things sure things are out are really good.
Let me segue. So does that mean you're going to be doing the second inning moment?
Yeah, because I'll probably want the stars.
Yeah, got to get them stars. They don't tell you how many stars you get for each one, do they?
Yeah, they do. If you go to the second inning program page, if you go to the program page, I counted it out earlier. I don't remember how many it was. I believe it was somewhere in the vicinity of 70 for all of the moments. I had it added up earlier. I didn't write it down, but I believe it was somewhere in the vicinity of 70, because I'm pretty sure that with where I was at that time, which was a couple hours ago, I would have got up to around 150 if I did all the moments. So I think there's around 70 stars. But yeah, I'll be doing them because I really want to get to the 300 so I can get me that mad bum in a hurry. And then probably just buy Vlad
Yeah.
off of the.
I think I just counted 77.
Okay, yeah, it's something. Yeah, it's in that 65 to 80 range.
Yeah.
We were talking about this before the stream. I feel like regardless of which, like if you're looking to get multiple of them, of the Cabrera, the Mad Bum, and the Guerrero, I feel like Mad Bum's the play just for the simple fact that I think he's going to be more expensive than the other two.
Do you think they're all going to end up being super cheap, like the first set?
No,
the first set you could get for sub 25K.
I
if you waited a little bit.
Feel like the Mad Bum is a little better than the other two, and I feel like his price will reflect that. Like I'm not talking like a ridiculous difference in price, but I feel like the Bumgarner is better.
And all these second inning moments seem pretty straightforward.
Yeah, they're not bad. I think what they were saying this time though is it different the way you progress through, like certain ones like are locked out until you hit a certain level?
Well, yeah, the boss battle stuff doesn't open up until after you beat all the first ones.
After you beat all the first ones.
Yeah, you have to beat that first full team. You have to beat the first full game one.
Yeah,
and then you open up the second set.
But yeah, I really like all three cards, but I just feel like in terms of economics, I feel like the Mad Bum is going to be a little expensive than the other two. Like maybe like if you're using this first inning prices as a guideline, maybe the Vlad and Miggy settle in around 25K, and the Mad Bum is like maybe 32.5 to 35K.
Again, I
feel like he's that. I mean,
so
it's
crazy.
super cheap.
It seems so crazy because I feel like last year these cards would have been multi-100,000 stub cards.
But the problem is again,
there's just so much.
Like how many stars did you get in the first program?
I think can I see that? I can see
that. You can still see it, Jeff.
I got 481, and somewhere around 200 something, I really kind of stopped trying to get stars.
Yeah. so like
I didn't even finish the conquest map. I didn't do a lot of stuff in that one.
Yeah, I'm just under 500. I'm at 460 or 470. I stopped doing daily missions like a week and a half ago.
You know what I did? I did the exchanges, and then like, if I was like, all right, I'll switch one pitcher on the off chance that I will get whatever the stat is. But for the most part, yeah, I wasn't really chasing the missions or anything. They just started adding up.
I grinded up the daily missions every day. I talked about that last week. I did them in the events. And then once I got to 300, I mean, after that, it's really just kind of gravy, right? Like there's not much there. There's a few packs here and there and whatever. And we talked about it last week saying, so some stubs. And we talked about it last week. Would the second inning program, I kind of speculated, and I feel like I was wrong. I speculated that it would be harder to earn stars in the second inning program. But the fact that you can get 75 right off the hop
you can pretty much get 150 stars just from doing that set. Spent 60,000 stubs to do those three cards. Well, I guess less because you theoretically already have one of those cards.
Yeah.
Plus that 70, so you're already halfway to one of these cards just from moments and that.
Yeah. So since the second inning program has come out, I have done probably, I would say 60% of the conquest map that has come out for second inning.
The batter's box challenge.
The batter's box, and I have gained 11 additional stars just from playing. I've done 4 strongholds, I believe, and I've gotten 11 stars just from playing those games. Not including, because I believe you get 30 or 35 for doing all of the conquest missions.
Yeah, I think it's 30. You know, one thing, quality of life, they need to. I feel like there's too many menus to jump around for this first inning stuff.
There is,
especially because you get kicked out somewhere weird when you complete a moment. If you don't go through the moment screen.
Yeah.
But yeah. 30 stars for doing the.
So I mean, challenge. 3 hours, 2 to 3 hours worth of grinding, let's say, on the high end. And I'm going to end up with the 30 stars, and I'm going to end up with probably 15 to 20 just from playing the strongholds, because I believe there's 7 altogether. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that's, you're looking at 50 program stars for just a couple hours. Like that, you're already a sixth of the way there. like without really doing anything. So it's, you know, again, I have to think at some point they're going to have to make these innings harder. But is this, like I said earlier, is this their new direction that, you know, they just want to make content super easy, accessible, and market prices be super cheap and make the game more even between, you know, the high money spenders and the no money spenders? Maybe this is what MLB The Show's Diamond Dynasty is now.
Possible.
It's what it is currently. So I have no reason to believe, like, we can speculate all we want that we think it's going to change, but the second inning program looks just as easy. I mean, I'm going to easily have 120 to 130 program stars after the first day.
Yeah.
So, you know, and that's without getting the 10 ranked wins and doing any of the moments.
I just got my 30 million fans in like the last 3 sentences that you said.
Yeah, not hard.
I just skipped through a whole bunch of a couple phases, and then I'm going to take the White Sox in a half minute.
I do want to really quickly. Stormfighter Gaming's asking about the secret to conquest. The only time you should steal fans is if it's a part of the mission. So, like, for example, for the batter's box challenge, you do have to steal 5 million fans, complete it, and get the program stars, because you have to complete all the tasks. The only time I ever steal fans is when it's a requirement to complete something.
Yeah.
Basically, you just go around and try to simulate every game. Obviously, you can't simulate the strongholds, but you just buff up your, you know, your one hexagon that you're moving, and just keep moving around and simulating and just dominate. It's really straightforward. It's not. If you can go, just search MLB The Show Conquest on YouTube, you'll probably find hundreds of videos that all have the same common theme towards how to do Conquest. It's really, really not difficult.
Literally, since you started talking, I have built up my little spot around my base, and I've come over to the White Sox, and I am ready to play them on All-Star level.
Yeah, like I said, I've probably put an hour, maybe an hour and a half in, and I would say I'm probably 70% done this new Conquest map so far.
Oh, also, speaking of the moments, there are more to come, just like in the first inning one. Over the next couple of weeks, they'll be adding more moments in there, so even more stars to rack up.
Hashtag Sony partner moments.
Also, Sony partner moments when
I believe they have some clutch inspired moments.
That's on the 25th, I believe. He's going to be streaming those next Thursday.
Yep.
They don't show me the. I just want to go over some of the rewards in here. Obviously, you get your home run swings and stuff like that. There's a Gear Up Choice Pack, but the important stuff, level 100, you get your choice of one of these 5 gold players. Hardware Billy Williams, All-Star Brandon Crawford, Breakout Homer Bailey, All-Star Alex Colome, Hardware Steve Garvey. All these cards are good. They're fine.
Crawford is the only one for me that makes any real sense.
Boom. I'm going to tell you why. You're right. Never mind.
The Crawford. I mean, I looked at the Steve Garvey. No.
I feel like last year Steve Garvey was very left-handed pitching oriented,
and this one is not.
Yeah, it's kind of balanced.
I noticed that too. That was one of my first thoughts when I looked at it. I was like, "Ooh, Garvey crushed lefties last year."
Right, and that's why I was thinking.
So much.
That's why I was thinking for the event that's coming up next week, right-handed batters versus left-handed pitching. When I saw this card, I was like, "Oh, that's probably a great card for this event." But now it doesn't look very great for that.
Yeah,
they're all fine.
Yeah, I feel like the Crawford for the defense at short alone.
Mm-hmm.
And again, the only reason why I have better at this point with, I feel like Fernando Tatis Jr. again at a diamond level, but that's who I have currently. I feel like much better all around player, but event wise, Crawford is a gold level player. He's probably going to be eligible for a lot of events going forward.
That's literally exactly what I was thinking.
And the reason why I'm taking Crawford is because you get into an event and you don't have a gold level shortstop that can play that kind of defense, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage. So strictly event based, I went with, or I will be going with Crawford.
Yeah, because really, I don't see a great use for it, I guess.
No, and anyone else.
But again, if you're building your squad, I think these are all. I really like the Colome. I feel like there's guys you can get for super cheap that are just as good, if not better than these guys.
Yeah, I guess the caveat there too is Simmons is a gold now, which we're going to talk about a little more in depth later. But I mean, he could very easily not be a gold next week.
Sure.
So with the Crawford, you're locking him in. You're going to have elite shortstop defense at a gold level for events. So I think Crawford's the play.
We've got some show packs, universal nameplate, Stubs, the show pack, and then at 200 stars, you get a choice of 4 diamonds: All-Star Ryan Zimmerman, rookie Ken Giles, All-Star AJ Pollock. Look at these 2 cards from the same set, and rookie Francisco Liriano. We take a look at them all real quick. Ryan Zimmerman, nice card, good defense, good pop versus righties, decent versus lefties. Ken Giles, which I think would be my pick from this group. Got the 4-seamer, slider, and changeup. Also 95 hits per 9, 109 Ks per 9, and 66 walks per 9, and 89 home runs per 9. So pretty nice little card there. AJ Pollock, 90 contact versus righties, 97 versus lefties, 85 fielding, 73 speed. So he's a serviceable card out in center field if you need. Francisco Liriano, got the 2 fastballs, slider, and a changeup. 82 hits per 9, 92 Ks per 9, 61 walks per 9, 72 home runs per 9.
Yeah, Liriano's the play for me for sure. Slider is his primary pitch. Lots of giddy up on the fastball. Lefty. The Giles is nice. But I mean, if you're putting a gun to my head and you're making me choose, I'm going to go with the starter. I'm going to go with the Liriano. I just feel like he offers something at that level that is extremely different. That slider is going to be absolutely filthy. And then he could back that up with, that great fastball.
I do have a question for you. You are close to level 75 bronze, right?
Actually, 75 bronze. I literally just hit it right now.
And who are you going with? Because I feel like right now you might be going super lefty diamond heavy in your rotation. But I could be.
Well, I don't have any lefties in the rotation right now.
But you have your eyes set on Bumgarner.
Outside of Snell. I have Snell at the moment. But here's my thing. So all along, I had been thinking the play was going to be Ichiro. Because the defense is elite. And my whole plan was I was going to replace the Tony Gwynn with Ichiro. Now, I'm hitting 500 plus with Tony Gwynn. So taking him out of the lineup is it's a difficult choice to make. But I could replace Acuna with one of those two, the Ichiro or the Gwynn. But my biggest thing is that Kershaw is, that Kershaw's there. Everyone has said that Kershaw is absolutely phenomenal. But I'm like, could I live without the Kershaw for now and then get the Kershaw at the next, which is level 120, I think, or level silver 20, I suppose is the proper terminology to say that. Because I kind of like my rotation, right? Like I have, Cy Young, Don Sutton. I have DeGrom now with Snell, and I'm using the AJ Burnett. I got to use the AJ Burnett for the first time today. Filthy. The AJ Burnett is filthy, dude. So yeah, honestly, at this exact moment in time, I have the pack. It's sitting there, and I don't want to click on it because I don't know what to do.
I was just looking at the collections. There's the flashback collections. If you get I don't even know what the numbers were. I was just looking at it of certain amount of rookie cards or all-stars or breakout cards. The rewards are 5 show packs. So I don't know if that's really worth it to make your decisions based on that. Maybe that's a decent idea if you just want to knock out some of those collections and you don't really care what cards you're getting because you're not going to use them. That might be something to think about.
Yeah, true. Very true. Yeah, that's right. Chad is correcting me. Silver 40 is the next chance to pick one of those diamonds. Silver 20 is one of the pre-order diamonds. Yeah.
another home run call, more show packs, the exclusive Flames bat skin, which, not gonna lie, I don't really love many of the bat skins out there. Flames might be the play.
I'm using the airplane bomber one from
I think that's
the
what
first
I have.
inning.
Yeah.
I like it. I think they're kind of cool. I don't really notice it as much anymore. I don't have
them on my team. I just have them on the cap.
I have them on the whole team. And I mean, I had people complaining in the stream the other night saying, "Oh, they don't like it." I was like, "Well, you do you, man. If you don't like it, don't use them. I like them. I think they're cool." I use a strike zone cam, so I mean, I don't even really notice it when I'm hitting it. So was it Bob complaining? You weren't the only one though, Bob. I've had a few. I've had a few people who have said that they're not fans of the bat skins, and that's fine. It's purely cosmetic. It doesn't aid anything to the to your. I don't even think they aid anything to the cap, do they? Like they don't have any
the cap.
attributes.
They're plus. Depending on which one you have.
They do have attributes associated.
+6 contact, +6 power, depending on which ones you have.
Again, they're. You know what? My counter thing to that is, I mean, I hate people's stupid DD uniforms.
Also,
and I have to see them at every single moment in the field and hitting. It's the same thing. You don't like the bat skins, don't use them. I don't like your ugly uniforms. Make them look nicer. It's cosmetic for 8 out of the 9 players in your lineup. I happen to think they're kind of cool. The Jackie Robinson one was kind of cool. Like I said, I like the bomber one. I like the hot dog one.
I think I still need to get that Jackie Robinson one. I think that's the one thing I did not do in the Jackie Robinson.
Yeah, you didn't do the
steals.
You didn't do the steel fans, and that's the one that you had to do. You only had to play one game on All-Star and win to get it.
No, you needed 10. You need to steal 10 fans.
No, it's only 5 or 3.
No.
Yeah, it's only 3. It's only 3. Yeah.
Maybe I do have it then. Ballin is a half pack at 280. You double check that because I don't believe you.
Yeah, steal 3 million fans.
Maybe I do have it then. Ballin is a habit pack.
Oh, they changed it. Apparently, that dude saying they changed it to 3 today.
Sick. So I'm gonna go
probably because people weren't doing it.
Yeah, because stealing fans is just not super fun because I'm trying to take over strongholds. Yeah. Ballin has a habit at 280, and then 300 you get one of the 3 second inning bosses.
The big boppers.
92 overall hardware Miguel Cabrera. 101 contact, 102 power versus righties, 92 77 versus lefties, 82 vision, 102 clutch, 98 durability. 73 fielding is going to play at third base, and this has third base as his primary.
Yeah.
Still slow, 32 speed. But yeah, kind of a beastly card, and I don't have a lot of home runs with Chipper.
Right.
I would think about using this card instead of Chipper, maybe. But I don't know. Also, I can't hit with Bryce Harper, so
that's a problem.
So Vlad Guerrero, also a possibility for me.
I'd like to have all 3, to be honest, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, this might be a get them all, lock them in. 101 72 versus righties, 105 111 versus lefties, 91 vision, 91 clutch, 68 fielding, kind of low. I feel like that fielding's been okay for me in the outfield. I've had a couple guys just straight up, like I had Bryce Harper just straight up miss a ball. Like he was charging in and it was going right by him. But 97 arm strength, 79 arm accuracy, that plays. 63 speed's good too.
Right. Yeah.
Nice Vlad. You're Canadian. You should probably get that card.
Oh, I definitely have interest in the Vlad. My biggest drawbacks to him is obviously superficial stuff. Right-handed hitter. Which I don't really need another one of because he would be replacing a left-handed hitter, most likely. That's a problem. But other than that, I mean, he's a really nice card. I'm gonna full spoiler. I'm definitely gonna end up with all 3, for sure.
And the third one, signature series, Madison Bumgarner, 113 stamina, 93 hits per 9, 103 Ks per 9, 96 walks per 9. 84 home runs per 9, 107 clutch. 4-seamer cutter. The cutter is supposed to be really nasty from what Luis was saying.
Yeah, what they say that he has the best rated cutter in the game.
Yeah, I think in movement and control or something like that. So
yeah,
curve, slider, change up. So he's got the pitch mix you want.
Yeah,
But yeah, he's looking pretty nasty. I think
You got to hit that square. You got to tap that square button, man. Tap that square button. That's what makes the card right there.
39-63 versus righties on offense, and then 31-65 versus lefties. Which, guess what? More power than the Brandon Crawford. More power than a lot of other cards, actually. Which is,
and I mean, there's already been a lot made about
how well pitchers are hitting.
Yeah. Again, I feel like this is like, if it reinforces my thought, I feel like the Bumgarner is marginally better than the other two, but it's noticeable enough that I think it'll make a difference. You could have made a case in the first inning between Young and Jones and Gossage. Again, Gossage, I think people thought Gossage was probably the class of that program. But that the Jones defense and the power against lefties is insane. Cy Young was really cool because he was new to the game and he had
I still haven't even gotten him in my rotation yet. Like, I mean, he's in my rotation, but I haven't used him yet.
I've pitched probably 4 or 5 games with him. He's a lot of fun because his pitches move all over the place. Like you've got the 12-6 curve and the sweeping curve and the screwball, which is kind of neat. Yeah, I have 2 starters with screwballs because Sutton has a screwball as well, which is kind of fun.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like you look at this set, and I just get that, man. I feel like the Bumgarner is, again, at the stage that we're at right now, where teams are obviously built up more now than when the first inning program was around. The Bumgarner is definitely the play. If you're only going to get one, I would have to say the Bumgarner would be the one. And then I would probably go Cabrera 2 and Vladdy 3. Cabrera solely for the third base because I feel like his fielding is good enough to play third base, and third base is pretty thin right now. And I mean, there's corner outfielders. There's a million options at corner field. So I feel like Bumgarner, Cabrera, Guerrero is probably, and that hurts me to say that. I'm going to lose some Canadian points for that one, but I feel like that's probably how I would rank them in terms of pecking order right now.
Yeah, and I think if you, if you wanted to take Kershaw at your 75 silver,
yeah,
I mean you're not silver, you're
I know what
75
you mean.
bronze,
75
the
bronze,
silver, the signature series, and then you get Bumgarner. You have 2 lefties that are going to be real tough to hit all year.
Yeah,
so that's
I would have a pretty insane rotation.
I'm definitely taking Kershaw, and I already have Spawn in my rotation, so I'm going to have 3 fairly locked down lefties, and Cy Young, and then
like I said, like my thing is I look at it and I have Cy and I have Sutton and I have DeGrom, who I haven't used yet. I just pulled him last night, and Snell, who's really good. And then I got that 5th spot, which I'm just kind of tossing golds in. Like I said, I'm using Burnett right now. So I could pick Kershaw right at this moment with that pack and then have all diamond rotation. And then when I get the Bumgarner, I could bump probably Snell. And then I'd have DeGrom's only 89, but.
And you said you already did the collection. You're going to do that. For the 3 for the first inning.
I did the 3. I did the 3. The cash 3 for the ticket, which, by the way, you can do for third inning. Is same idea. You can collect the 3 guys and
from second inning, right?
From the second inning to get 75 stars for the third inning. Sounds like that's going to be a pretty standard thing that they're going to do. I don't think the mechanics going to change very much there.
Yeah, unless I still haven't used Cy Young, but I feel like. I mean, it's so easy to get the points. Maybe I don't want to lock him in. I don't know.
Well, here's the thing with Cy is, again, I've used him now I have 28 innings pitched with him. He is interesting from the standpoint of nothing he throws is straight. Everything moves to a certain degree. The velocity with the 94-mile-an-hour fastball is acceptable. And Bob, I 100% disagree. He's not again, he has 5 pitches that all go in different directions. I feel like if you're pitching predictably with Cy Young, then you're not very good at pitching. Because I'm absolutely destroying people with Cy Young. 7-0, 0.64 ERA, 0.71 WHIP, 43 strikeouts in 28 innings. So I feel like if people are struggling with the Cy Young, then they're not very good. Yeah, because again, you have the 12-6 curve, which essentially goes up and down. Sweeping curve, which you can use against righties to get them chasing outside the zone. You have pretty solid change up. The screwball as the fifth pitch, you can kind of mix it in there occasionally. For the value for roughly 25K, you're asking me if 25K is worth it. I would say that's probably a little pricey. Like ignoring the 96 rating and the fact that it's Cy Young and he's brand new.
Yeah.
But it's a really solid card. At this stage of the game, like no one's going to be using Cy Young in August.
Yeah. I feel like I don't love Goose.
Oh, Goose is a monster.
So I don't.
Goose is a monster. Goose is a monster.
I think I'm gonna wait a couple days, see how the points the stars are flowing, and then make my decision.
Yeah,
I don't want to jump on it right now.
And that's the thing too. I don't think none of these first inning guys are going to go up in value at any point. Considering that when people pick up the game later in the year, All-Star sale or whatever, they're going to be able to go back and do these programs and get these cards.
But it does sound like that's going to be a lot harder now that none of the daily stuff and like the 1 star that you get or the couple stars you get for every game isn't going to be going towards that. So
it's going to be more difficult, but I think it's still going to be doable. So I really don't expect their value. I mean, you might see a slight uptick in their value as people lock them in, simply based on supply and demand right now. But I mean that Goose to me is, like I said, he's absolutely just ridiculous. Ignoring even his changeup, just the fastball slurve sinker combination is practically unhittable.
Before we get to the roster update, I just do want to mention that they don't have a thing for it. Like I said before, there'll be a new event coming up on 4/22 with right-handed batters and left-handed pitchers. I think they said your team max overall was going to be like 70. So if you want to start,
I think that's correct. Yeah.
So if you're a Twitch sub here on twitch.tv/ThatSportsGamer, I got a bunch of budget guys that would probably be very good for that. Where you check out on the sheet. Which, Kris, now that you're a sub, you can go check out the sheet and see.
That's true. How's my guy doing in the Southside Hitman franchise?
We're going to draft him. I was going to draft him tonight, but I feel like this episode's running real long, so might have to delay that.
We'll have this wrapped up in 10 minutes.
Actually, maybe, with the new way that we're doing the roster update. All right, so new roster update. The first attribute roster update came out. Over 120 players got upgrades and downgrades. But you know what we're going to do? We're not going to talk about all of them, because there's a lot of them. Like I said, over 120. What Kris and I are going to do, we're each going to take 3 up, 3 down, 3 guys that went up, and 3 guys that went down that we wanted to talk about, that we wanted to focus on. Yes, guess what? Mike Trout got +2 overall because he got +4 to his power versus left. Or no, he got +4 to his power versus lefties. Great, who cares? Josh Hader got a little bit better. Altuve moved around a little bit. It's all good. Those guys, who cares? Let's talk about the people that are important. I'm going to start. We're going to go with the 3 downs first.
Sure thing.
Just because if we talk about the ups, then we talk about the downs, we end on a downer.
We like to end on positivity. Power positivity around.
So the first one I want to talk about, the first down that I feel is kind of important, is, do they have a fast way to search this? Yes, they do. First baseman for the Milwaukee Brewers, Jesus Aguilar, who was, prior to me getting Freddie Freeman, and even actually a little bit after, depending on IE boosts on Freeman, was getting some play on my squad. He drops down from a 77 to a 75. He takes hits all across his contact and power, so now he's down to 60, 82 versus righties, 67, 78 versus lefties, which is still fine. And then when he gets his IE boosts, he'll be fine. But I feel like now, if you're running a good squad, even with the IE boosts, I still don't think he's going to be a guy that you're going to be using. Thoughts? Do you like it? Have you used Jesus Aguilar? Do you like him? Do you love him?
I do. I enjoy Aguilar. I'm not surprised to see him take a hit. Again, I still feel like useful card. I feel like he has the ability to bounce back.
Actually, you know what? Could be a beast in this upcoming program.
Yeah, in the event, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't disagree there. So against, I don't think. I think it's an interesting note in terms of his downward spiral, but I do think he's still still a serviceable card on your roster. And again, with events and stuff like you mentioned, still pretty beastly.
And if his price goes down a little bit, great budget card. Assuming he doesn't continue to go down.
Yeah.
Chris, tell me about the first down you'd like to speak about.
Well, I decided to pick players who I always can never remember how to pronounce their names because that's just how I like to roll.
Good way.
But I went with the St. Louis Cardinals starting pitcher Miles Michaelis.
Which I believe is how you pronounce it.
Okay, because I was going to say Michaelis, but I think it's Michaelis. Anyway, he drops from 80 to 78, which means he does lose his gold status. One of the reasons why I wanted to highlight him is because the hits he took were marginal. 4 points to his hits per 9, 2 points to his Ks per 9. Everything else stays the same. I do feel like you want to monitor Michaelis because I feel like he is a good bounce back to gold candidate. So it could be a good, if his price takes a giant hit, could be a good investment candidate because I do feel like Michaelis has the ability to turn it around. Again, you're basing this off of 21 innings. So obviously long season was really, really dynamite for the Cards last year. So
Did they
could
give
be
him
a
a big
guy,
deal too?
I believe so, yeah. So you definitely keep an eye on Michaelis as a silver. Could be someone that you might be able to invest in if his price gets down low enough. And he's only several attribute points away from jumping back up into gold territory. So he's my first down.
My second down is someone people have been telling me to get off my team for quite a while. Now, I don't know. Now he's probably still going to stay there. In a background place. Charlie Blackmon went from an 82 down to an 80, so there's an outside possibility. If he stays hitting 228, he might drop out of gold. But he's now down to 89 contact versus righties, 73 power versus righties, 88, 58 lefties. He took a -6 to his contact versus righties, and -5 to contact versus lefties, and power versus righties. Still, I don't know, I feel like he doesn't have as much power as he should with 73 and 58. But he can still slap it with the IE boost. He's still going to be in the 90s with contact versus righties and low 80s power versus righties.
Yeah.
Still, the big thing with this card that's not great is the 53 fielding. Obviously, that's not going to change anything, or that's not going to change in a roster update. But yeah, he was a card I was using a lot and would consider subbing in. But now that, with an IE boost, he's only going to have first world problems. He's only going to have like 98 power or 98 contact versus righties.
Right.
Yeah, I liked him. I think I played well. You can't really go to the stats from this page, but I played well with him. He's still a good card. If he can drop to silver without taking too many hits, like if he got like -2 to everything and dropped to silver, I think he'd be a super valuable card in events. Again, the fielding's a little bit of a problem.
Yeah. But that's always the case with Blackmon.
Yeah. But if he can turn it around,
old noodle arm.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing him drop to silver just so that he could possibly become an investment property to come back up.
Yeah,
just because 228, his slash line is 228, 279, 316. That's got to come back up at some point, like enough to get him back. So that is my second down.
Okay,
you went big on your next down.
My next down is the one guy who no longer shines bright like a diamond, and that would be everyone's favorite defensive live series shortstop, Andrelton Simmons. A couple of reasons why I wanted to highlight Simmons. First of all, I don't necessarily agree with his demotion. Obviously, he's hitting 267 on the season, which I think for Andrelton Simmons is pretty par for the course.
I think he's actually closer to 3.
Yeah. So, again, he takes a hit to his contact versus righty, contact versus lefties. My biggest reason for highlighting him, though, is that this is actually a good thing for free-to-play teams because now you have a better chance of pulling this card in packs, obviously, at the gold. And again, by far the best defensive shortstop in the game, bar none. So if you are a free-to-play owner, you're not spending money, the few packs that you do get from doing things like Conquest, like the Moments, this is a good thing for you because you have a better chance of pulling this card. And he is a beyond elite defensive shortstop. 98 vision. The contact's still good. 75-66 contact versus righties and lefties. 98 vision. But again, with 99 fielding, 95 arm strength, he's really only one hot streak away from jumping back up to diamond.
Yeah.
So again, same thing as with Michaelis. Monitor his price. Could be an investment property, but I feel like Simmons is probably not going to take a giant hit to his overall value. But again, just want to highlight him on the downside because I feel like this is one of those opportunity sort of demotions.
That's a super defensive shortstop with still decent contact numbers. So I was just looking at his regular stats. It seems like more they pulled down his contact because of his on base percentage.
Yeah,
he as of this update he was hitting 267. His career average is 268.
Yeah, so he's
But you see the 276 on base. His career on base is 315. The last 3 seasons, he's been over 324.
Yeah.
And 331 and 337 the last 2 years, respectively.
And in terms of value, it doesn't really hurt him. But you look at, he was going for about 7,500 stubs yesterday. You can get him for 2,200 right now. So
what's the quick sell on a diamond? 5?
5K. So again, might be worth picking one of them up just for the sake of saying that you have them.
He's only 29? My God,
yeah.
I feel like he's been in the league forever. Well, it has been 8 years, so.
And in fact, I'm going to pick one up because I didn't have one before. And that'll help me complete that only puts me Trout away. And that's the other thing too, is if you've been holding out on him, that leaves Trout as the only diamond on the Angels if you happen to get lucky in that regard as well. Simmons is my number 2 down.
My 3rd down, we're going to the bullpen. A bullpen pitcher that I always put into my bullpen at the start of the season and then realize I am trash with him and then I take him out. Chad Green drops from an 83 to an 81 overall. Takes a 4 hit to his hits per 9, 4 hit to his Ks per 9. He's now 78 and 88 in those categories respectively. I don't know if it's something with his windup or something. I just can't pitch with this guy. So, am I happy to see him go down? Maybe. Because, what happens is, I can't pitch with him. I know I can't pitch with him, but he gets those IE boosts. And then I'm like, I could probably pitch with him, right? And it never works out well. So if you can't pitch with Chad Green, hopefully this makes you a little bit happier about leaving him off your bullpen. Go get Goose, I guess. Or get somebody that we'll talk about during our ups, maybe.
There you go. Exactly. My 3rd down is a guy that if you own him, you should probably sell him right now.
And that is right above Chad Green.
Andrew Miller. Andrew Miller took a point hit, so he is now at the minimum diamond level, which is 85. It has been a rough season for Andrew Miller so far. He's walking almost a guy per inning. Again, it's Andrew Miller. We know his body of work over the last 3 or 4 seasons. He's still going for mid-20s on the auction house right now, auction house market. My advice would be if you have an Andrew Miller and you don't plan on locking him in for the Cardinals, sell and invest that $20,000 elsewhere. Because again, even if this card would still be nasty as a gold, if you can get $20,000 for him now, I think that's probably going to be something you're going to want to scoop up and then pick him up for $2,000 when he's a gold next week.
Especially in the not too distant future, where I would assume they put out a flashback of Andrew Miller that will be nasty.
Probably a 2017 from when he really, really, really started lighting it up. Again, I worry. I felt like I don't know if we talked about this, but I felt like Andrew Miller at 87 was a bit overvalued in the beginning.
And I'm going with Hader and Vasquez, and who's my third lefty? I have 3 in the pen. Doolittle. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the thing. There's other better options right now. For Doolittle is a fraction of the price of Andrew Miller and is pretty much every bit as good. So I would advise sell the Miller. If he drops to a gold, pick up a whole bunch of them. But it's just the thing with Miller is he consistently has that overinflated value because he qualifies at relief pitcher, not at closing pitcher. And that's always kind of been the case with him. I feel like, he gets moved into that closing pitcher group.
Do they take a hit anymore from that?
I don't know how that works. We had that conversation. They did change him at one point. I don't know if it was last year or the year before.
But I forget if changing from relief to closer is an overall change. I know from relief to starting pitcher is a change, but I don't know if closer is anymore.
But the thing is, right now, is you can get Josh Hader for about the same price, who went up 2 points this week and is 89 today with IE boost. So I mean, it seems like a no-brainer to me to dump Miller and either spend a couple thousand extra and get the Hader, or Doolittle is literally 2,000 stubs, and is really not that much worse of a card. Andrew Miller is a big yikes.
He's old.
Big yikes.
Is he old?
Miller?
If I'm not mistaken.
Like Miller's like, he might be older than that actually.
He is. Born 33 and 333 days. What are the odds that today we found out that Andrew Miller was 333?
There you go. But yeah, at this point for me, Andrew Miller is I wouldn't touch him with the 10 hole. I'll wait for him to get demoted to gold and scoop up a bunch of them. But like I said, the fact that you can get Hader for 1,000 stubs more, I mean, that seems like maybe one of the easiest roster decisions I've ever had to make.
All right. Get back to talking about the happy stuff. Going with 3 up. I'm going with my former catcher, Wilson Contreras. Pretty nasty. He got a +4 to his contact versus righties, +8 to his power versus righties, and a +4 to his power versus lefties. So now he's 69-67 versus righties, 71-65 versus lefties. Pretty good fielding, 71 fielding. Again, fielding stuff doesn't change, but I just want to point out some of these cards. 71 fielding plays, 85 arm strength. I don't think anybody actually successfully stole off me when I had Wilson Contreras behind the plate.
Nice.
And now he's a gold. I probably should have invested. Now I feel bad that I didn't. But he's a monster. And again, no real split problem here with him. 58 speed. I think he's like the second or third fastest catcher. I think he's the second fastest live series catcher. And I don't know what that flashback Real Muto. Maybe he's like the third fastest catcher overall. But yeah, nice card. Go get him. I don't know, he's a Cub, so you never know how those guys do, so we might drop back down to silver. And I'm not just saying that because Cooper Stankert just rolled up into the chat.
Agreed.
Yeah, +2 bump. I like it. I love it. Want some more of it because I wouldn't mind getting him back on my team. Might use him in the in that upcoming event.
Yeah, I don't disagree. My first up is a guy he's made quite the name for himself in the last 48 hours, and finds himself jumping from bronze to silver with a +3, and that is the White Sox shortstop Tim Anderson. So a couple of reasons why I want to call up Anderson here. You look at his ratings, and he doesn't scream super sexy, must-have shortstop. The fielding is questionable. He's great contact against lefties. His +9 contact versus righties and +7 power versus righties. My biggest thing with Anderson is I feel like he could hit gold. He's a 75 speed. He has 7 stolen bases, and he is a perfect 7 for 7 in real life so far, which you do not see. Well, you do see the 7 steals. But he is 7 for 7 in steals. The power, people are like, oh man, his power's not legit. He had 20 home runs last year, 17 the year before that. So the power, he does have a certain amount of power. I feel like Anderson has you don't see a lot of guys in a MLB The Show go bronze to gold. Anderson has that potential because I feel like the speed has room to grow and probably should have gotten a bump here. I think maybe they're waiting for a bit of a bigger sample size before they start giving him a little bump in the speed department. But yeah, interesting looking card again, especially if you're playing the game on a budget, and that, but or no budget at all. Definitely might want to consider picking up a few of the old Timmy Andersons.
Are the White Sox playing the Padres this year in San Diego? Because I wonder how quickly they would want to get him out there to mocap that home run celebration. I mean, he seemed quite angry when he hit the home run, but celebration nonetheless. I wouldn't mind seeing that get in the game.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I think it was an interesting thing. I think again, the whole
situation,
just the whole bat flip thing. It has become every time one of these things happen, and you had what Randall Grichuk did the next day, where he just kind of set the bat down, and
that's my point.
I find the discussion extremely fascinating. It's just one of those things that I don't think there's a right or wrong side to it. It is what it is. I guess it's what I'm trying to a roundabout way to say. They do not play, by the way. They're not in San Diego at all.
Thank you for looking, though. I really do appreciate that.
Well, they are in Seattle in September. I mean, he could probably take a day trip down, catch a flight, and head down that way. They are in Anaheim in August as well, so could be a possibility for it's a 4-game series, so he's going to be down there for a bit. So maybe he could go get some mocap in for sure.
My next up, Ryan Presley. Presley. You go Presley.
I go because the 2 S's.
Double S.
Double S means press.
Why does donation? So I did a little research today because I thought this card's interesting. Because I said, look at this. He got +4 to his hits per 9, +3 to his walks per 9, +3 to his home runs per 9. So now he's 84 hits per 9, 86 Ks per 9. 7. I'm literally looking at the numbers and I just can't read them. 70 walks per 9, 66 home runs per 9. I was like, that's like a pretty good mix, right? Like, that all sounds real good. So I went over to my friends at the Show Nation. I would have went to Daddy Leagues, but I wasn't on the website. I went to look like who has comparable per 9s, or at least like per 9s that reach 80 hits per 9, 80 Ks per 9, 70 walks per 9, and 60 home runs per 9. He's by far the cheapest. I think he is one of only like 3 live series golds. It's him, the Doolittle that I think everybody should have, the Trinan everybody should have, and him are the 3 live series cards that have that are gold. I mean, if you want to spend, $20,000 and get a Kenley Jansen, you can go ahead and do that and get there. But having a relief pitcher with walks per 9 this high is pretty good. Who did I just tweet out not too long ago? Was it Morrow? It was Morrow, but I can't go into Discord to look because I got your face there that I got to keep up for the stream.
Yeah, baby.
I think it was Morrow. He's also got ridiculously high walks per 9. So I think Presley's going to be a guy that, depending on where the IE boosts add him up to, which are going to put him in high 90s in hits and Ks per 9 probably, he might get some play. I've been using a lot of Kirby Yates recently.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think he has the walks per 9 and the home runs per 9 of Presley, so he might be a new guy in my pen. A low-key OP budget dude in the pen.
I like it. Big fan.
Also, I think he throws gas, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe that is correct.
Go get him.
Snag him up. Absolutely. Speaking of snagging him up, my second up.
I don't know what position this guy is.
Starting pitcher.
Is that bad? Oh, that one. Gotcha.
Yeah. My second up is Luis Castillo of the Cincinnati Reds. The fireball and right-hander finds himself going from 78 silver to an 80 gold. Has had a great start to the season, 24 and 2/3 innings, 32 strikeouts. He has walked 13, which is a source for pause at the moment. But you look at his peripherals, really, really good. He's been practically unhittable. 9 hits allowed in 24 innings. Nine hits. He gets a +9 to hits per 9, +5 to Ks per 9, plus or -6 to walks per 9, which is not unreasonable. He has an interesting pitch mix. He has a mid to upper 90s fastball and a 2-seamer, and then he throws I believe it's a changeup and a slider. I
believe you.
He makes a very solid event option, especially if the events end up being 6 and 9 inning events. Because again, when you get to that harder difficulty level, velocity plays a big factor. You're not so much worried about the walks per 9, especially if you use analog pitching, where user input means more than the actual ratings do. Very interesting card. I'm glad to see that the sum of his work so far has pushed him up. I feel like he could get the control under wraps. Just a very intriguing card. When I was going through the roster update, I was like, oh, I didn't really know that he was having that good of a start to the season. So nice to see. He's still, he's barely going above gold price right now. He's going for like 11. So you could probably, if you had some of them before, I know there were some people out there who were hoarding these Luis Castillos. I happen to have 15 of them.
Ooh, look at this guy over here.
When the roster update had gone up. So, that was a nice little profit on my end. I don't think he's going to go, and I quick sold them all because I don't think he's going to hit diamond level. Again, I think the control holds him down. But interesting card for sure.
So for my last guy in 3 up, 3 down, what I'm going to do is going to take off this White Sox hat, get that the hell out of here. What's up, Braves, baby?
Homer time.
We're knocking on the door of diamond now. Rapid Ronnie Acuna. This dude getting updates all over the place. Did take a 2-point hit to contact versus righties. We're not going to talk about that. Gets the IE boost. Who even cares? +6 to contact versus lefties. +4 to power versus righties. +4 to power versus lefties. +3 to vision. +12 to discipline. Ronnie Acuna goes from 83 to an 84. Dude, the door. Do you hear it? That's the door to diamond that he is knocking on. Still selling for a ton, so this is not going to be an investment property for anybody out there. So right now, 78, 80 versus righties, 88, 85 versus lefties. Usually has like a +8, +9 IE boost, so he's going to be very even. No real split for you. I still don't get what the deal is with this 50 arm strength.
Ugh.
Pretty sure dude's got a cannon last time I checked. So I don't know what that's all about. 88 speed is legit. For a gold, right? Can I get this guy in my event lineup for this thing? I'll be raking if I can. Braves, there's a outside possibility the Braves are going to have more than one diamond live series player for the first time in
ever.
God knows how long. So I'm hype. Over 1,000 OPS. Only 17 strikeouts. I mean, I feel like that's pretty good. Hence why the vision went up. So, yeah, Ronnie Acuna. I'm excited. He's in my lineup. He ain't going nowhere now. Like, nope, the discussion has been, do I get rid of Bryce Harper? There has never been a question that Ronald Acuna is going to be staying in left field.
Yeah, I've had him in left field the whole season, and while he does provide a bit of defensive heartache from time to time with both the glove and the arm.
I think everybody's having that defensive heartache. So
the
arm is the more depressing thing for me right now.
The bat speed combination plays, I'm playing really well with him. I do plan on replacing him again simply for the semantics that he's part of a 3 righty section of my lineup. And I feel like as I play competitively on more and more, that defense is probably going to hurt me more than it's going to, that the bat is going to help. So I do plan on replacing him eventually, but I'll try to keep him for that eventual diamond push.
Let me ask you a question, Kris.
Yes, sir.
Do you have a cat?
I do have a cat right off You probably can't see it on the stream.
Yeah, people on the stream can't see it, but I just accidentally clicked in Discord and I just saw something moving back there. Just wanted to make sure you weren't going to get murdered or anything.
No, that's one of our 2 cats.
He's asked the cat to quit stealing your internet. All right, give me your last man of the 3 up, 3 down.
My last man of the 3 up, 3 down is the one guy who had big jump from gold to diamond this week. You may have heard of him, the 2018 American League Cy Young winner, Blake Snell.
Why was he a gold? Can someone explain that to me?
I can't explain why Blake Snell was a gold.
Especially with such a little bump that he got to go up 2 overall points.
Yeah, as good as all it took was a +3 K per 9 and a +5 walks per 9. Now, again, we do know from testing some of these ratings over the years that when you get that bump at a lower stat, it carries a bit more weight from time to time. So, for example, going from 50 to 55 walks per 9 is not equal to going from 80 to 85 in previous versions of the game. We know that from the testing that we did with home runs per 9 that we did for Daddy Leagues a couple of years ago.
Back when that thing was just a fake thing out there.
Yeah.
Great times.
So you look, I mean, there's no, Blake Snell's been a hot fire so far, 36 strikeouts in 25 innings, only 4 walks, only 15 hits allowed. I agree. The fact that he was not a diamond to begin with, that 3-year, even still, that 3-year margin thing, that's BS as a reason why he wasn't. The reason he wasn't a diamond to start the season is because they rated him wrong, in my opinion.
I'll buy that for $1.
I mean, again, you look at him compared to some of the other guys that have been around. He probably was deserving of being a diamond right out of the box. I feel like his start to the season, has put this large error to rest. And he's really good. The card itself is really good. I've been using it this season. He's a really good card. The 99 break is very helpful with his breaking stuff. Yeah, just a really good all-around card. Glad to see him get to diamond. I think a lot of people use the Blake Snell to begin with, which is good. But he wasn't really an investment target, I don't think, a whole lot, because again, a lot of people kind of thought, well, he should have been a diamond to begin with, and they're eventually going to correct that mistake because he was, pitching really well. Again, he's already up to almost 10K to get him now. So I think
Diamond Quicksel's 5, right?
5, yeah. But I think he's been kind of I think he's been approaching diamond quick sell prices for a couple weeks now. Like, since I think probably 8 or 10 days into the game, you were already seeing him up around, 3,800 and then around, 4K. And, even into, you look at the last 7 days, I mean, he's already, he went above diamond quick sell price 3 days ago. So, because I think it was kind of a foregone conclusion that he was going to go diamond. So he probably didn't make a whole lot of people money. But I mean, I think we'd be pretty bad at our jobs as members of the community if we didn't mention the one guy to make the jump to that shiny diamond territory.
And I'd be semi worried that he might go back down. Only because, I mean, this is one of those ones this is one of those ones where, I don't think these are built on just like pure analytics. They also still have that room to tinker with. He did just break his toe.
Yeah.
And I think he's only going to miss 1 start, I think. Supposedly he's pitching Tuesday against the Royals. We'll see what happens with that. I feel like that might be one of them nagging injuries that comes back to bite him if he doesn't let that heal up completely.
Right.
And again, just being at an 85 and with the little bit that it took to get him there's a possibility that he takes that little bit of a hit and drops back down to gold. I don't know. I think he's a really great pitcher and fully healthy. I think he's amazing. But now that we're putting in a foot problem, when that's a lot of pitching is your lower half and your foot's the start of your lower half, from the bottom up, I guess.
Yeah.
I would just be a little bit worried. Plus, again, if he's injured, he's not going to be getting an IE boost until he makes his next start. So I'd monitor the situation. I wouldn't go crazy. I would just monitor the situation right now.
Yeah, that was the IE boost thing is a problem. Again, I was super excited to pull that DeGrom and then find out that when he might not be okay.
Oh yeah, DeGrom, who you pulled him last night or the night before?
It was last. I think it was in the last 4.
Yeah, and then we just got the news that he's going for an MRI.
Yes, I mean, you know what? It would have been. So I wasn't doing any DD stuff. Yeah, 2 days ago, according to the Twitter machine. But yeah, now with no IE boost if he's out for the season. Again, DeGrom's pretty filthy to begin with.
Right.
So like, I'm not going to be like
that boost is always a nice little bonus.
Yeah, I'm not going to be like super duper upset if I don't get him the IE boost. But again, you want the IE boost for sure.
Do I not have that guy I was talking? Like I said, I've been using Kirby Yates a lot. Ryan Presley might just be better than him straight up.
I'm my bullpen. I thoroughly enjoy where my bullpen is at right now.
You know who?
I'm not gonna lie.
You know who just broke into my bullpen for a little bit?
What's that?
Thanks to didn't get an IE. Oh, because I think Felipe Vasquez didn't have an IE boost. Your buddy Brett Cecil made a couple appearances out there from the Blue Jays collection.
I'm rocking the 83 Lee Smith. He's pretty solid. 98 mile-an-hour fastball doesn't hurt. I've got Betances, Vasquez, Doolittle, Trinan, Hader, Gossage. Absolute pure filth.
I want Bryce Harper to be a little bit.
I think we'd all probably want that. In the position that you're in right now.
I feel like he's not that great. Kris.
Yo.
Let me ask you a question.
Please do.
Do you want to give a sneak peek of anything that's coming out on this Week in Perfect Team on Monday? You don't have to.
I mean, I could.
Just give him like a hint.
Like a hint?
Like a
Okay, this Monday's Perfect Team content is centered around an event that is happening next week. That's all I'm going to say.
It's an event that I might want to buy a hat of because there would be a patch on it.
I mean, typically I always find their hats to be uber trash, but to each his own. They do have hats are typically created specific for this event in question.
I think I know what it is.
I mean, you would just have to open the Google Doc.
The Google Doc that I put a lot of work into and probably put in.
Yeah, you probably know what it's going to be.
I don't think I put in this one. Was there a previous event similar to this one recently?
No.
Maybe I'm thinking.
I'm excited. To be honest, I'm excited for Monday to be over so that I can stop listening to complaints about this particular thing. That's all. I don't want to spoil it. Because as soon as I spoil it, it's gonna the air will be let out of the balloon. It's based around or inspired by an event that is happening next week.
4th of July.
It's not next week.
Easter. Is there a Jesus Christ card that you're putting out in Perfect Team?
I think that's maybe a different discussion for a different day, but no.
Monday is Canadian Easter, so just saying. That's what my calendar.
Monday is not Canadian.
That is literally what my work calendar said. It says Monday. Easter, Canada. Because y'all weird.
Well, no. Okay, Easter is on Sunday, but Easter Monday is a holiday in Canada.
What?
Because when holidays fall on the weekend, we get Monday as a replacement.
That seems like something that's not cool.
That seems like we have favorable labor laws for our Canadian people. So because I wouldn't work Sunday anyway, I get Monday as a holiday in lieu of Sunday.
Hey, guess what? Didn't get off today. Don't get off Monday. I know people that have both off. So
yeah, I didn't work today either. Today I was paid to work, but I did not work.
I don't know what. Yes. All right. So again,
be jealous, I guess.
Again, Monday, this week in Perfect Team with Kris, aka SnaggleJ, twitch.tv/OOTP developments. I'll be back Tuesday with my Cardinals Redbirds Rising franchise over there. Also, I want to play some of my Southside Hitman franchise. I was going to do it in a little bit, but this episode of Bullpen Banter went about 45 minutes longer than I was expecting it to go.
Yeah, I figured we were going to probably push 2 hours.
And what's funny is 3 Up, 3 Down was supposed to save us time. And I felt like that lasted like 40 minutes.
Well, I mean, we kind of started 10 minutes late.
Also that, a lot of things going on. You sound like Mr. Roboto. I don't know what's going on with that. Everybody's watching Netflix. Tell them, I understand they want to watch Game of Thrones. They want to catch up because they missed it last Sunday. They want to get it in before this Sunday. But hey, it's Bullpen Banter time. Get off the internet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's everything.
I don't disagree.
You got anything? You got anything else coming up? You've been streaming any ranked seasons or anything?
No, I kicked off my Blue Jays franchise last night.
Ooh, how'd that go?
Oh, they suck. My man, it's boys. We have Vladdy. The one bright spot is having Vladdy Guerrero. But,
because you're using the beautiful rosters.
OSFM rosters, or not OSFM, full minors rosters. My apologies. But yeah, no. So we suck. It's going to be terrible. I think we were 4-12 at the end of last night's stream. So rousing start. Yeah, it's not going to be a lot of fun. I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun, but the on-field product is going to be horrendous. But yeah, we're having a good time with that. So we'll be streaming that every Thursday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time over twitch.tv/SnaggleJ. So if you like franchise stuff, make sure you swing by, check it out.
There have been almost 26,500 downloads. The full night.
Yeah, probably dwarfing every other roster that.
There's actually one with like 17,000. That's all about.
Interesting.
Yeah. Go over to twitch.tv/SnaggleJ. Hit that follow button so you know when he goes live. Hit the follow button here. I'd also appreciate that. To know when I go live. I stream a lot of ranked seasons, and I get real frustrated in ranked seasons, so that's always fun to watch. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Kris, thank you very much for joining me. I do appreciate it as always.
Anytime.
Now I believe it's time for you and me to get out of the bullpen. Get into the game. Take it easy, folks. Thank you very much. See you again next week. Probably same time. I should check with Kris, but I'm not going to do that. Later, people.